right now the class is they're making their stories with 25 slang terms and idioms I taught them. So it's going to get really funny pretty soon. And right now I'm wearing my headphones because I don't want to hear their ideas because some of them are coming up with really funny stuff and they'll ruin the story for me if I keep listening to it. So I have my headphones on. And right now they're really, they're busy doing what they're doing, and I think we're going to hear some very creative stuff. I can turn around and show you the class, very energetic, cool people. That's Mr. Akhrana right there in the blue, and the guy with the cool car and the black tank top. And then we have a new student, blind lady, she's new. The other guy right there has like the best English in the world, like in Russia. The dude in the red is new, and the lady in the orange and the lady in the black are both evil. Very evil. And the lady with the black hair and the striped dress, she's brand new. And yeah, right now they're working on their stories because the 25 things I taught them were about partying. It's all about partying and like house parties, like in America. You know how we have, well, I don't know how many of you had houses, but I lived in a house, and sometimes parents won't be there, so there's like 3 floors of fun, and I've done it sometimes. So I'm just teaching them things that are usually said. I taught them the one story of my friend who, he passed out. I told him what it means to pass out, and then he woke up with penises on his face. Oh, you need help? Oh, okay, yeah. But anyway, I'll tell you guys about that later. And I'm out, not literal penises, written with marker. And I'm out later. First, I'm at a place called
Balagan City.
Balagan City, and I saw 2 black people. 2 black people. 2. Not just one, but another one. When I first came in, and they work here. This is my new home in Varones. That's one. And 2. Everyone say hi when the camera looks at you.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
Nastia's not going to say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. Perfect timing. And I am going to be drunk tonight.
Wasted.
My niggas. Wasted.
My niggas? Did you say my niggas?
No, I didn't say that. No. My manager left me with, here, and here. My manager's messing up. So we're going to see who can last here the longest and drink the longest. I'm going to win because I don't have to be home. Later. Yo, what up, niggas? It's your boy Philosco here. And today, this is kind of a do-over video. I never really do do-over videos, but I had a video up before which included a similar clip to the ones you just saw. But I'm doing this video over because I just kind of messed up in that video, so I just have to do it over. So I'm gonna do a similar video and kind of change the topic a little bit. In that video, the one I deleted, I was talking about me not knowing what girls like me. Well, I'll capitalize on that a little more, but more specifically, I want to talk about being black with girls in Russia. That's what I want to talk about. And what I mean by being black with girls, I mean like being out in public or at a restaurant and stuff like that. There's just something that came into my mind. I remember one time I was with a girl, a very, very, very attractive girl, and like for some reason, we were enjoying our time and we were kissing in public. Almost never do that. Almost never in Russia. I almost never kiss in public. Now I remember as I was kissing her, I remember me hearing footsteps and she like kind of looks and stops kissing me, which is what a lot of interracial couples do out here. If they kiss, they don't want to kiss in front of other people because it might make them angry, might make them uncomfortable because it's not necessarily the norm out here for interracial couples to be kissing in the street and stuff like that, on the sidewalk. But at this particular moment, as we were kissing, she stops, she looks at him, and as he walks by, he basically says in Russian, "It's okay, I don't care." Gives a thumbs up and like keeps going. He's like, something like be yourself. I was a little drunk, but I remember he was kind of like be yourself and just like gave a smile. I was like, keep going. Now, I didn't expect him to do that. Now, did I expect him to attack us or something? No, but I expected to maybe get a stare or something, just some sort of uncomfortable look. But he did the complete opposite. He's like, no, it's okay, go ahead. I don't care. And kept going about his day. Now, as I told everybody, anytime I've ever been through any situation here in Russia, it's been because of girls. Like, I always tell people don't understand it, but I'll try to explain it in this video. I'm like, look, if I go outside right now, what's going to happen? And I'm in a bad area, apparently. Of Lipsk, I'm in a bad area. If I go outside, what's going to happen? People are going to, they're just going to look. If someone's drunk, they're going to ask stupid questions like, where are you from? And if I say New York, they usually don't believe me. But once they do believe me, they want to know if I know Jay-Z and crazy shit. You know, just weird, just kind of annoying stuff, but nothing really bad. Just basically annoying. But when I go out with a girl who's relatively attractive, that attitude towards me changes. It changes. It's not so much as curiosity. It's usually a little bit of anger and hypocrisy, especially when there's more than one. If there's more than one, it's a problem. If it's more than one, it's a problem. Now, while I was out with so many girls at this place, and especially by myself, because there was like 6, 7 black people working there, so I knew I had nothing to worry about. But what usually happens when I'm with more than one girl, we're going somewhere? Well, when they're attractive or whatever. Because I notice if I walk around with some fat chick, no one cares. They may look and laugh, but no one gives a fuck. But when she's sexy, especially when she's blonde or tall or something and thin, like the stereotypical beautiful Russian woman, men typically don't like it, and old Russian women typically don't like it. So, what usually happens? Well, let me give some situations. Let me give one. One like, okay, for example, me and my manager Roman, he knows what it's like. And I don't think this was typically because I'm black. I don't think it was specifically because I was black, but it did help grab attention. Now, you just gotta realize that being black in Russia, period, you're gonna grab attention. It's just gonna happen, whether it's bad or good attention. But for like each girl around you is gonna grab about 50% more of that attention. So you get like 100 worth of attention. Another girl's around 150. Another one, that's 200. You know, it goes up, so that's 2 times more with 2 girls around you than you would by yourself. And this particular day, we were in fucking shit. I go everywhere around this damn country. I don't remember where I was, people. I think we're in Terato. This is kind of like my manager Roman's hometown. We were in Terato, and it was me, him, and maybe like 6 girls like that, right? But he's a Russian guy, you know, he doesn't grab much attention, but I do, you know what I mean? So people were looking at us, people were seeing we were with all these girls, and so when this happens, you know, people tend to like want to test me. You know, like a lot of guys would just kind of stare at me and be like, alright, which girl does it look like he liked the most? And as soon as I move, they'll come and try to talk to that girl. That's what they'll try to do. And that's what they were trying to do that night. So me and my manager, Roman, were like, alright, look, there's 2 of us. There's like 4 of these guys trying to fuck around with the girls and try to mess. They specifically tried to mess with the girls I was speaking to the most. I noticed that there was really one girl speaking to the most. Her name was Lisa. You guys saw her already. I was speaking to her the most, and these guys were trying to talk to her. You know what I mean? They're trying to press her. They saw I was talking to her the most. So like, alright, you know what? You guys think you win, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get out of here with the girls. That's all we did. We left with the girls, but the point is that kind of happens, and it wasn't a dangerous situation in that case. So let me give you another situation that happened to me. This one wasn't really a girls thing. This one was just a being black around drunk people thing. Because being black around drunk people, I know it sounds stupid, it's the most annoying thing. I was in Omsk, and we were in a bar. It was like 3 guys, 3 girls, you know, so the girls didn't really grab any attention like that. It was just a big group, you know. It wasn't a bunch of girls, you know, just a big group. So it didn't matter so much that I was with the girls, because I was also with Russian men, so it just blended into one. But if I was by myself with those girls, it'd be totally different. But because I was with Russian men and the girls just looked like a big group, okay? I need you to understand that. So some guy drunk, you know, he's been drunk all day. He almost got his ass kicked by a group of guys. And then he sees me and he's like, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I typically, when a guy seemed generally nice, I typically talk to him for a little bit, then send him off. So he seemed typically nice and curious. So I was like, all right, you know. And one of the dudes I was with was an MMA fighter and looked like he had a short temper. I've always noticed that about him. He kind of has a short temper. So I was kind of like trying to help the drunk guy. So I'm like, yeah, what do you want? He's like, oh, where you from? I'm like, New York. So, oh, New York, blah, blah, blah. He's talking. But a lot of drunk people out here, when they meet me, or maybe this is just anybody, when they meet me, they can't stop talking or asking questions. They can't stop. You know, once they start, I guess they have so many questions, they just cannot stop. So my dude was trying to stop him, like, all right, you're finished, you're out of here. But he's like, no, I have more, questions. Dudes died to ask me questions when I'm drunk. I want to know this and that. And he like wants to hug me and all this stuff, but we can't have that because I don't like being touched by dudes I don't know. I don't like it. It gets me upset. So, long story short, nothing bad happened, but the dude almost got his ass kicked again. Almost, because these other dudes, I don't know if they kicked his ass, but they pushed him around and shit. They almost kicked his ass, but they didn't. So that was that situation. What's another situation? What's another situation that I didn't give? It's usually around the same thing. I'm trying to think of me with a good amount of girls and some bullshit happening. Because I know it happens, I don't know why I don't remember right now. Actually, after the situation in Moscow happened, when it was me, 3 girls, we were in the center of Moscow, and it's like 4 guys surrounded me and pulled out knives and shit. That's when I was like, alright, no more being alone with girls. That's when I decided it, but I gave that story already. So I don't know what else to say. But yeah, that's typically how it is. And so, what's interesting though, when I had my ex-girlfriend, when I was with her, we never got into anything. And we've been outside tons of times together, but I think it's because she's not the stereotypical Russian beautiful type of girl, she's short, she's pretty as fuck, but she has like a short haircut, nice body and stuff like that. So she's really like, in New York we go through shit. Not really bad shit, but in New York, when we're together in New York, we've been together in New York 4 times we've been together in New York. And there's always guys staring at her, making comments and shit like that, because she got an ass, you know what I mean? Like a really nice ass. I already did a video about her. So black guys just go crazy over this girl, you know what I mean? And black girls are even nice to her. They're like, oh, your girlfriend got it, she half black and all this stuff, So it's more crazy with her in New York than it is in Russia. But let's say I'm with a tall, blonde, blue-eyed girl. Let's say a tall girl who's just thin, model-looking, gorgeous. Now, this is what will usually happen when I'm outside. Some guys make comments as they walk by in Russian. Sometimes I understand the comments, sometimes I don't. But the comments usually range from something of like you're a slut to the girl, or it'll be like something like monkey or something, or chonomazi, something like that. I guess chonomazi is like dirty black person. That's like the way they say nigger in Russian, like chonomazi. There's another one, but I don't remember. But it's not really nigger. That's just kind of normal. But chonomazi, that's the racial slur. And like I hear these things, but we just tend to ignore it. Like I don't remember me going through anything with Olya, because me and Olya, like the blonde girl with the really big. I didn't go through anything with random people with her. I went through things, and she went through things from her exes. Like one day she's supposed to come see me. And because her ex knew who I was a black guy from America, he locked her in the apartment. He locked her in the apartment so she wouldn't come see me. And I met this dude. I actually did meet this dude. The first day I met Olya, I remember seeing like 6 Russian sportsmen just standing there staring at me. I'm like, the fuck's wrong with these niggas? And she's like, oh, they were me. I was like, get out of here, bitch. You're bringing me trouble. Trying to get you and them titties out of here. Get out of here. But like, it's usually something. But now, I'm not going to sit here and say all Russian men are like that. Because just like I said at the beginning of this video, that dude was just like, no, it's okay. And I remember one time I was with my ex, and these 2 guys, we were in KFC having chicken and beer, being mad black. And because they sell beer here at KFC in Russia. Awesome, unbelievable, I love it, best thing ever. 2 guys walk in, but for sake of argument, they did kind of look a little Chechen. And as they saw me, I was like, oh, congratulations, your girlfriend's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I shook my hand and kept walking. Now, if they were Chechen, that doesn't count because they're not really Russian. They're seen as black people out here. That doesn't really count. Because Chechens and like Georgians and Armenians, ever since I got here, my 4th visit to Russia? I mean, ever since I got here, people have just been these black people have been extremely nice to me. They keep saying krov a krov, like blood for blood, like if something happens to me, they'll do something for me and all this stuff. Like they're like, oh, we're brothers, we're both black, and I've been getting that so much since I got here this 4th visit. Like these Caucasian people are really looking out for me out here, especially the Chechens, they really are. I'm not gonna say I don't know why, I mean I know why, but it's really nice of them to show me so much support. Now of course there's Russian people who show me support too, but it's rarely shown. So what it is with Russian men, what I notice is that they could feel 3 ways. They could not care, they could support me, and they could be against me. The people who don't care, they don't care. They're not gonna show anything, they don't care. The people who support me, they typically don't show it. They don't show it because they're not used to it. Like for example, half the time I see someone who recognizes me in the street, you know what they do more than half the time? They don't say anything to me. They write a message to me of contact saying, I saw you today, this, and I'm like, why didn't you fucking say hi? Because in Russia, it's not too common to just walk up to someone and be like, hey, I know you, or hey, how's it going? It's not that common here. So that's why I'm more used to seeing Russians, I don't know, showing me negative emotions than positive. Because even though there may be a whole lot more Russians who have positive feelings for me, which has to be the truth, because if more Russians didn't have positive feelings for me, I still wouldn't be here and things wouldn't be going so fine. So obviously there's more Russians who respect me and like me than don't, but they're not used to showing it because they're used to only smiling to people they know, and they're only used to smiling to people they know and that person knows them. They're used to sharing those emotions with their close friends. Me, I'm not a close friend, I'm just a person they recognize. So they kind of just stare, if they want to look at them, they just kind of look away. You know, they're not used to just, hey, Filochko, welcome, this and that. And you know, it would be nice if they did that so I could know how many people around me support me, but because they're not used to it, the ones who don't like someone, they're used to showing it. Like the soccer fans, whatever, they're used to expressing how they feel about you, especially when you're with girls. So they're more likely to say something. So if I didn't think enough, I would think the vast majority of Russian men are just assholes and they just hate. That's what I would think. But I know there's a lot more Russian men out there who support me, and there's even a lot more who don't care when I'm with a girl and stuff, but they're not used to showing it in any way. That's the thing, they're not used to showing it. Now, how are you supposed to show that you're okay with an interracial couple? To my opinion, all you gotta do is just not stare. But when you not stare, do I notice that? Not really. What do I notice? The people staring. So that tends to stand in my mind more than all the other things that happen. But generally, I have to say it is not a good idea to come to Russia being with, unless you're like in the center of Moscow, but I go everywhere. Little towns, trust me, I go everywhere. It's not generally a good idea to be a black man walking around alone with a girl in Russia. It's not a good idea. I would avoid that. I would always have at least one Russian man with you at all times. And I'm not saying that Russian guy has to be Superman. He just has to show that, basically what that Russian man shows is that you're not just some random dude just walking around with girls and shit. No. Some people know you. You know, you respect the culture a little bit. At least you're with the Russian person who speaks Russian fluently, and this Russian person can vouch for you. All those things really help. He could be a small pussy ass dude, but the simple fact that he's with you shows that at least some Russian respects you, and it helps. I can't really explain it so much, but trust me, I've been here. It's just good to always have one Russian man in your group, always. And then when I say Russian, I don't mean like they just speak Russian and shit. I mean look Russian. One white Russian guy with you in all groups. Like, it helps a lot. You know what I mean? It does help a lot. And as for being a black guy with numerous girls just walking around places you're not familiar with, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I did that a few times. I ran into problems a few times, but luckily for me, nothing happened to the girls. You know, I'm thankful for that, but don't do that. Only time you do that is when you're at a place that's like either American or black friendly. So places like Coyote Ugly that has American flags and stuff, I go there all the time. I was there in Chelyabinsk with a bunch of girls and like 2 guys, and people liked me so much, a guy kissed me. A Russian guy kissed me on the neck and got kicked out the club, the bar. That was kind of gay. So yeah, that was American friendly, but very American friendly. Damn, nigga. But besides that, yeah. Just don't do that. That's not a good idea. And other than that, you should be absolutely fine. A lot of black people ask me like, how is it? What should I do? Well, the rule is just don't be the only guy. If you're with girls, don't be the only black guy. And if you're by yourself, don't be the only guy. So if there's no girls around, you're 2 black guys, that's fine. If you get into a brawl, at least you got each other's backs. You know, whatever, you know. But when there's girls involved, it's good to have at least one Russian guy there. It's very good to at least have one Russian guy there. Like, I remember, I was in one city, and like in this city, I had some problems and shit with people, whatever. And I remember, this just goes to show how nice some Russian girls are. We thought that they were really going to poison my drink or do something bad to my drink, just the way the waiters and stuff were looking at me. So you know what we did every time I got my drink? They give us the drinks, we wait for them to walk away, and one girl would switch to drink with me. And she goes, if anything bad happens to me, just take me home. I said, okay. And that just goes to show how nice some Russian girls are out here. I'll never forget her for that. That was so fucking sweet. But nothing happened to her, nothing happened to me, but we really thought they were going to do something to my drink. And she was just switching with me all night, volunteering to do it. I'd order what she wants, she ordered what I want. So when we got it, wait for them to leave so they didn't know, just switch the drinks. What a sweetheart. I'll never forget her for that. And that's basically it, people. Is Russia safe for black people? Man, I've been to so many places, it depends on where. I can do a black breakdown of every city. I should do a black breakdown. I should do a black Russian breakdown. So if you come to visit Russia, I can tell you where to go, where not to go, depending on, I'll do one for each city I've been to, the black breakdown. I'll start out by saying this: Serpukhov, don't go to Serpukhov. Don't go to Serpukhov. If you go to Moscow, stay in the center. If you go to Serpukhov, don't go to Serpukhov. Odds are, if you don't have people, you're not going to make it. That's the town right there where I guarantee you get attacked. I guarantee you walk outside by yourself, you get attacked. You know what I mean? People who hung out with me, Russian men over there, know what it is. Don't do it. Don't do Serpukhov. And Moscow, sure, the center, but even the thing that happened to me with 4 guys with knives, that shit was during the day in the center. Old Ardmont, in the center during the daytime. But I was with 3 girls. You shouldn't do that stuff. And you know, I have it on tape. So if I hear anyone, oh, he's lying. Only reason I haven't released footage like that, because I have more than one incident on camera when people try to fuck with me, is because if I release those things, it'll look like I'm trying to make Russia look bad. Even though I show good things about Russia, I show bad things too. But these things are real bad. And if I were to release it, people would think, oh, he's trying to make Russia look bad. You know, I'm trying to avoid that bullshit. You know, because the whole racist thing, because you know, that thing could be blown up out of proportion. If I were to release that, maybe some news outlet will get a hold to it and they'll release it like, Black American harassed, an invited Black American harassed by Russian skinheads, and it's on camera, he's a nice person. And, you know, I don't want no international bullshit. You know, people say, oh, you're exaggerating. I have a feeling, all right? I have a feeling. That's why I didn't release that bullshit. Now, I'm probably not going to release it because I know how people are going to over-exaggerate. You know what I mean? The American Embassy already tried. That's why I didn't release it. They knew of the incident because after it happened, the people who came some people came to back me up that day. They were Chechens and they told me to do that. They're like, just go to your embassy, find out what happens if something happens. I told them about what happened. What did they want to do? They wanted to release the shit. They wanted me to sign all this stuff. I was like, I'm not doing that. We're not going that route. I want to be here for some time. I'm not starting some big ass fucking international incident over some little thing and I didn't even get hurt. You know, I mean, niggas is ass. You know what I mean? They act tough, but they didn't do shit. You know, and I have other situations too. But I'm trying to avoid some international bullshit. Because all I have to do is release a video, and then who knows what's going to happen. So that's basically it, people. I'm out. Being black around girls in Russia could be dangerous, never. But I love it.